Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode. Last time we started to amass our team. We picked up quite a few Pokemon. We picked up a Nidoran female, which I nicknamed Ivy. We also picked up a Rattata, which I nicknamed Splinter, as a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reference. And finally, we picked up a Caterpie, which I nicknamed Evelyn for no reason at all. Get your head around that one. Anyway, so this time what we're doing is we're basically doing our push through Viridian Forest. The idea is to get all the way through the forest, avoiding as little trainers as possible, and just get into Pewter City so we can buy potions, and therefore, we'll be a bit more secure. We won't have any accidents. So anyway, I use this as a little bit of an opportunity to raise up the levels of some of the Pokemon, and due to the fact that I fight a lot of Metapods during this episode, and the coming episodes actually, it might get a little dragged out, and I'm sorry for that, but, it's necessary. They're the quickest way to get experience, because they give you, I think they give you times 10, or near about times 10 the level. Especially the lower level ones do. I think level 5 Metapods give like 48, around 50, something like that. So that's really valuable. Especially even when you get up to high levels, like heading, into double digits. You only need, that 150-ish sort of experience, so to get pretty much a third of that in one fight is really useful. But the downside is, as you can see, these battles take quite a while. So you're just going to have to bear with me on that. I mean, that's the reality of the game. I know I said I wasn't going to grind too much, but I don't consider one fight a grind, even if it's long, if that makes sense. So there's still going to be a little bit of this, and I apologize for that. But what can you do, really? So anyway, leveling up all the Pokemon will be really beneficial, because basically none of them are going to get, with the exception of obviously Floret, none of them are going to get any valuable experience from the gyms. So I was trying to kind of balance it out, get Ivy and Evelyn up, particularly Evelyn, because Evelyn is the most fragile of the four at this current moment. Being a Caterpie, pretty shocking defenses, really. And so my immediate aim with the training was to get Evelyn, well, to get all three of the levels up, but mainly to get Evelyn to level 7. So Evelyn was a Metapod, because obviously obviously it increases her defenses substantially, as these fights clearly demonstrate. I probably should have thought of a way to speed this up a little. My main tactic, I was just weakening with Ivy, then switching to Evelyn and letting them share the experience. But it takes quite a while. It probably would have been smarter to just to piggyback with Floret, which is sending out the Pokemon you want to get the experience and then switching to a higher level one to kill it. But the problem with that is, that would mean I'd have to do twice the amount of battles, which would result in grinding. I was kind of battling with myself, because it's basically the same thing, because it would take the same amount of time, but it felt better to do it this way. Even if it took longer. It's kind of weird. When I actually think about it now, it kind of seems counterintuitive to what I've been trying to achieve. But what are you going to do? That's life, isn't it? You need to experiment. One of the things I always found interesting is when Caterpie or Weedle evolve into Metapod or Kakuna respectively, in the original games they don't learn Harden. And I never understood that. It's like their signature move and they never learn it. They fixed this in the later games. I'm not sure if they fixed it in Gold and Silver, but I'm pretty sure by 3rd gen they fixed it. That it would learn it by level up. But I always found it odd. And if you caught a Kakuna or a Metapod, then they'd only know Harden. It's like they've lost Tackle and String Shot or Poison Sting. That never really made sense either. I mean, it gives the game, uniqueness. I mean, it shows you that you could catch a Kakuna, but you'd have a very difficult time raising it. Whereas if you caught the Weedle and trained it up, it'd be substantially easier. And that's kind of cool. It's like the game's rewarding you for doing the hard yards, which is what a game should do. It should promote, more, what's the word? a consolidated and thought out strategy rather than, you know, just going for the easy way out. You should be punished for doing that. That's what I think. I don't like games that give you an easy way out. I like games that present you with a challenge, and if you can overcome the challenge, then you are rewarded for it. I've been playing a lot of games like that have made me feel... They've made you feel, well, accomplished, I suppose. Stuff like Mega Man 9, which was my first Mega Man game. And that was incredible. Very, very difficult. It certainly made me I think it's made me a better platform gamer, for sure. But it also helped me out with my spatial awareness and timing. Because you need to be quite precise in a game like that. And in addition, I've also been playing Dark Souls, which recently got released for the PC, so I picked it up on Steam. And my god, that is a good game. Very, very hard. I think I've beaten like the first 1/8 of the game. I've plugged in well over 20 hours just doing that. It is because it's a game that the only way to progress is to, well, get better. And you don't really get better by grinding up your skills or anything like that. You get better by actually learning how to play the game, and that's fantastic. Of course, Pokemon is quite different to both those games, but when you're doing a Nuzlocke challenge, you kind of add an element of that difficulty, especially if you're trying not to grind. So I've just done a complete circle of my stream of consciousness, and we've come back to where I was at. So yeah, as I said, I wasn't entirely happy with the way this planned out, particularly from a presentational point of view. I didn't really mind it actually playing it, it was quite enjoyable, but I'm not sure if it's quite fun to watch, and that's something I was trying to make sure that it would always be entertaining to watch. The reason that I particularly mention this is because this is episode 3, and I've just gotten up to Brock at what will be episode 7. So that gives you an idea of how much I kind of struggled with this. It was mainly because I wanted to get Florette to learn Vine Whip, obviously. And you'll see in the coming episodes how I struggled with that. But I was quite pleased that I managed to do what my aim for this particular run was to get all the way through the forest. I definitely achieved that. I only fought the one trainer, which means I left everything else open. Although you're probably listening to what I just said about, you know, not being up to Brock until episode 7. There's a reason for that. I go back to fight Blue, to fight the trainers in Viridian Forest, which, you know, just walking from Pewter City back down to Viridian off to Route 22, that takes a while, and then back again. So you've got almost a video's length of travel. So really, there's only, you know, a few more episodes of actual content before we get to Brock. Of course, I'll be narrating anyway because, you know, we'll talk about the scenic views of Viridian Forest, all the plant life, flora and fauna. Oh, it's non-existent, I suppose. Anyway, I was really happy that I got to Pewter because I bought potions, I bought 5 of them, and I felt a lot better about, well, everything. Now I wasn't afraid to take a few risks, basically, which is really good. But anyway, that is the end of this episode. And in the next episode, as I just stated before, we will be going back down. I think I go straight down to Viridian City to fight Blue. I don't think I do the bug catchers. I think I do that on the way back up, because that's more conducive. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!